Right, hi everyone. This is a very impromptu video, as you can see, as I'm sitting in my dressing gown. I mean, I've got it over my top, but I'm just on cold. And I feel that, you know, it is cold here, but, and I've just been burning the sage, so I've opened the window and that, but it's more, there's a chill in the air, do you know what I mean? But anyway, I would rather have not been filming this now, because I'm quite tired, and I'm going to eat my tea and I'm going to go to bed. That's what I usually do in a Cancer moon anyway, but I'm really feeling really called to come on, because I just feel like, I mean, and it's like, believe me, I'm not laughing, it's like, I just feel there is huge confusion going on for people. I know that's going on in the world anyway, but like collectively, but I feel in people's personal lives and collectively, and that's a few things, right? It's because the world as a whole is in a dark night of the soul. The world is waking up too, so it's exactly, again, these times are prophesized, do you know what I mean? It's like we are in the time of the Hopi prophecy, and you know, the I feel very connected to white buffalo calf women, you know, that's why I'm always going on about being grateful and everything like that, and forgiveness, and yeah, it just something's happening. I just feel it. Again, how do I ever know anything? But again, I feel it and it's happening, you know, and although I said in the shorts that I filmed earlier today, everything that I tend to pick up on when I'm channeling, not everything, but a lot of the things, especially when it's directly to do with waves of twin flames, what I've noticed is it's like the things I'm picking up on, although here and there, yes, it does happen for people real time because they let me know. It's I would say a huge majority of people, it's like I channel something and like 6 months later, 9 months later, the things that were said on that day come true. So again, it's fucking annoying, isn't it? But again, crystal clear visions, you know, it's like I see the future. But sometimes the future is like quite immediate. Like again, like they're pulling me that gift card. I mean, I keep getting pulled to this, but like the future's in your hands. I really do feel that's where a lot of people are at right now. And also, it's that's not a coincidence that that card's been sitting there for, it feels like months now, but I think it has. It has literally been sitting there for months. Yeah, because I remember it. Yeah. Anyway, the Two of Cups card, and it's the Two of Cups card where it's in the they're both looking at each other and there's light coming out their hands. So again, there's something here. I don't know what's going to come out. I'm just going to let it all come out. So, but again, I do want to go and eat my tea, so I don't want to make this too long, but I'm keeping an eye on the time. And yeah, I'm just gonna, so again, this will be a bit annoying if you want to watch it again and again, but I'll put a timestamp to whatever, but it's like, but the thing is, again, like I said, this will make sense even further down the line. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of people going through this right now, where you're in darkness and confusion, darkness about something. That'll be those of you in your dark night of soul, or you might be going through a mini dark night of soul. Oh my god, the form, protection, boundaries, clear communication. Yeah, right, okay, so I'll pick up on what that is. I'll stop shuffling just now. But that's basically what I'm saying, isn't it? There's confusion around situations. So I suppose if they're pulling me at the Two of Cups, see what I mean? It's like, I'm not even using that deck, but it's like, this feels specifically for twin flames, not in contact together. It different, make sense to different people, but there's something about protecting your energy at this time, keeping your boundaries, making sure you're communicating clearly. We're not even in fucking Mercury retrograde yet, but that's the kind of vibe. It's like there's just major, there's distortion. That's what I'm sensing. So again, if this isn't you, then like I always say, pray for your brothers and sisters that are going through stuff like this. But there's major. Now again, it could be like it could be yeah, it could be spiritual warfare, like because this actually is making sense now, because I said on the shorts about the power of prayer, And that's what you have to go, that's what you have to do when you have to pray every day anyway, but like when you're going through spiritual warfare, you have to pray. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you in response to your prayers. So what it says in the tin, do you know what I mean? Like, give thanks for what hasn't happened yet, I would say, and just, you know, and yeah, pray for a miracle if you need one. And then when you get that divine guidance, like, take action. So it's different for different people. Let's see what comes out of the cards. But it feels like there's like there's just, it's tricks of the mind going on, illusion, confusion. I feel they're pulling me that pillow again. That's have faith. I just feel it's a continuation from the one I done a wee 2 weeks ago tomorrow. There's something about have faith, or you're having a huge test of faith. And yes, obviously, like with twin flame dynamics, there usually is a huge test of faith because of all different sorts of reasons. Because even I could read that card with that, 2 boundaries. Like, not only do you have to protect your energy in general, but you have to have your boundaries with everyone. And sometimes that can be your actual twin flame, especially if one of you is in your dark night soul and the other one isn't. Which again, that can be really testing too, because well, I don't even know what to say. Do you know what I mean? It's just tested, isn't it? Because you, especially because you know what it's like to be in that. But again, that is just another test of faith as well. Is that you got yourself out of it, they can get themselves out of it. That's basically it. Yeah, it's a test of having faith in them as well. So that'll be relevant for some people too. But I feel it's like, so what I'm saying is the confusion illusion could be around you and your twin flame. Any, like, if, and that, but I suppose that would only be if you are in contact or some kind of contact, or it could be if you're not in contact as well, like just what the fuck's going on, because that's always an element to these connections. You're basically divine feminine, you're always in the dark about something, usually quite a lot, either the whole thing or most of it. And divine feminines are always a mystery to divine masculine anyway. Even if you are, even if they're able to see, you know, on social media, like whether it be in platforms like this or whatever, or like social media people that are on social media and stuff in that way. But this can be about anything. Yeah, just protect. It feels like protecting your energy. It's spell work. Again, remember, spell work is gossiping. It's any kind of gaslighting. It's any kind of, you know, toxic narcissistic behaviour, which isn't always as strong as that. But I mean, there is a lot of that. There is a lot of that about. And I'm actually just I did pull the distorted feminine card in one of the shorts. Let's just see, because this is more a healing I wanted to do, but I kind of do want to get to the bottom of this. It just feels like I want to say to you, if something doesn't feel right, trust that. Just basically trust yourself and have faith. And yes, that can be about you and your twin flame, or it can be about something that is not about you and your twin flame. So just wherever that applies for something, it's kind of like, don't take the first answer as that's the absolute truth, because that's when it just feels like there's a bit of an illusion being cast over situations right now. And it's to test. I had this happen to me a few weeks ago actually. It's to test, to see. It's a test of faith. It's just what I keep hearing, to have faith. It's like, and the future's in your hands. It's like your mind is a very powerful thing, and what do we need to know about this? What I'm saying is, it's like, it feels like the whether you want to see it as spell work or like black magic or just the modern kind of day. I need to say this for people that really don't like, that will be turned off by that kind of language. The modern day effect of that is like, you know, just nasty folk. Do you know what I mean? People that gossip and lie and cause confusion, and that always goes on always goes on around twin flames. Definitely to keep the two twin flames apart, 100%. And you may have been quite naive to that. You really might have. I know that I was, 100% I was. Like, I knew that it went on a bit, but I think I was completely naive to how much. Hopefully one day I find out. I have faith that I will find out. And depending on, that's really important actually what they're saying, because depending on what's been said can really skew, is that the right word? It can fuck up how your twin flame sees you, until they see the truth. And that's what, yeah, that's, this is what it's about. A few weeks ago I done a collective sort of healing soul retrieval. I think I said that in one of the other videos about to give the divine masculine collective that cannot see like crystal clear vision or crystal clear clarity, both of my pages' names, where they need to basically. And I feel that is starting to take effect, because I done that a few weeks ago and I kept getting and it's, yeah, I wouldn't say exactly when, it would be like 3 weeks to, but it's coming up fairly soon. And I feel it's like that maybe some of you are being able to see things where you couldn't see it before. What are we needing to know about this distortion and the confusion? And because like I say, it's not all about like you and your twin flame. It can be other situations that are causing confusion that resolve it. Yeah, look at this. Resolving, oh my god. This is really quite, oh look, there's the guy from the garage. If nothing else, that'll make people laugh. It's, oh look, he's looking, he's, oh, my hand, he's hiding something. He's hiding the roses. So the guy from the garage, remember, that's the luminous woman's counterpart. But he was on the bottom, so he's wanting to hide. But resolving conflict. Look, so that's somebody in the dark night of the soul. By the way, this is news to me, because this is not, I was inspired by something in my own life and it's got not, I could be lying, but I'm not. That could be another illusion, just to head fuck you there, just to come in with that kind of message. But it's that, it actually isn't about this. Like, it's something else that, yeah, inspired it, but it's right, this is good. Resolving conflict. Empathy, love, compassion and understanding, right? And then look, so it's like the divine masculine is in a dark place, you know, dark. So whether you literally know that or not, we know that because that is where most men are on the planet. In any gender as well, you can be divine masculine energy, you can be a woman. And this is the divine feminine sending that healing light, you know, to resolve the conflict. But what I'm getting is the conflict has been caused. A lot of it has, not all of it, has stemmed from other people's influence in these connections. But what's starting to lift is like divine masculines are actually seeing how compatible you are. I'm going to talk to the divine masculine with your divine feminine. But it's like the darkness will be setting in for like, why would people care enough to keep me away from this person? And that's, I mean, it's not funny, but that is something that's interesting, because it is things that have been like, you know, said to me over the years. If ever I've sort of been like, why does it feel like people don't want, you know, if it was possible, why does it feel like people don't want that to happen? And then I've had people say that to me, like, why would people care that much? But fucking hell, over the years I've had people that do what I do, basically, yeah, be like, oh no, people do care, and they know how powerful you are alone, and they know how powerful you are together. So people that resonates with, I'm not as naive to it now. But again, that's about self-worth. Oh my god, and now I know. So it's like, I was going to channel this when it, self-respect, I was going to channel this when I got back to doing a video, which I didn't feel like it was going to be until the weekend or next week, but here I am. I watched Aquaman recently, because I've been getting led to watch it for ages, because it's about all the Atlantis stuff and all that, which I love, and I always get downloads about that coming in, past lives. It was what I help people with. If you want a past life regression or past life healing shamanic journey, and I've got hiccups. But basically, it's in this phone so I can't look at it, but what was it? There's a bit in it that it's like, I just loved the whole thing about the, not really so much the romance of the Aquaman and, you know, the the love interest. It was more, oh God, that could have some sort of significance. Right, I think that's actually got, I think that will have significance for some folk, because it's amber haired, that's the actress, so again, that's all, I think that's really all I need to say if that's relevant to people's situations, but I can feel it is. But basically, yeah, it wasn't, I didn't buy that chemistry at all, you know, but it was the mum and dad, Nicole Kidman and whoever the actor is, and it was the fact that he walks to the end of the pier every morning in the hope that she'll be there. And what it reminded me of, it didn't remind me of Divine Masculine Wayne and Divine Feminine, I have to say. It reminded me of Divine Feminine never given up on Divine Masculine. But again, I know it's actually both. It's just obviously I'm going to be biased because I am Divine Feminine. But again, I'm a Divine Feminine that could jump quite easily into Divine Masculine. I can put my boundaries up when needed. Fucking let me tell you. But what I'm, you know, I'm not joking. I was about to say I'm only joking, but I'm not. What I'm basically saying is it's like, what was it? It starts off being like, my father was a lighthouse keeper. My mother, I don't know, was from the sea or something like that. That's how it starts off, right? And then it ends, spoiler alert, he says the same thing. My father was a lighthouse keeper. My mother was, they were from two different worlds, but it was their love that saved the world. Again, I know it's fucking cringe. It's really heavy, but again, it's like that is the power of true twin flames, is when you unite with your true twin flame in the physical, you're a powerhouse. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be powerful alone, like what I just said, but it's like together. It's that, it is the kind of love that can move mountains, and you will have a big life purpose. And I'll shuffle these to make sense. This is totally not what I thought this video was going to be about, but anyway, just as well I didn't put my spaghetti on for my spag bolly. It's in the slow cooker, so thank God I only need to wait 10 minutes to eat. But it's kind of like, there's a card that says life purpose. So it's, they obviously just wanted me to give that information about the, because what else is important? Oh yeah, that's it. So the self-respect card came out, because basically in Aqua, I was about to say Spider-Man, that might be a Divine Masculine's favourite, so I don't know, but, or Divine Feminine, but it's a bit like, kind of like, I'm obsessed with Wonder Woman, I'm not, so it's like I feel loads of yous will have kind of, I know loads of my peeps out there, I know other women love Wonder Woman as well, again, very blah blah blah, but again, it all has relevance, because it's like, we are all Wonder Woman and Superman and whatever you want to call it, like, you know what I mean? It's like, you are more powerful than you've been led to believe. Everyone. But if you're a twin flame, you'll really know what I'm talking about, because you'll get a lot of difficulty in your life as well. Anyway, right, so the other bit in it is, he doesn't feel worthy, that's it. Aquaman doesn't feel worthy. Like, you know, why am I the chosen one? Again, like the Matrix. It's so crazy, because again, it's like stuff's been coming through about the Matrix for forever. But it's kind of like, it keeps being on the movie channel, like all the different ones, because it was the original one that was the other day, and I was actually falling asleep having a nap, and the bit that I kind of woke up at, right, was the bit where he was basically, he was losing, so this is going to be relevant too, he was losing his mind, like he was going crazy, because he was, and then he went crazy, I think he passes out, and then he wakes up and he's like, I can't go back, can I? And basically that is about those of you, or it'll be your twin flame, that are basically going through so much of your spiritual light and your dark night soul that either you or your twin, you're realising, I can't go back to sleep, like I can't unsee what I've seen, which is interesting, because that can cause that could cause your twin flame to be angry at you as well, if you think about it. Like, it's not, it's okay if you're divine feminine, it's not your fault, but it's like, especially not the ones that are like out there in the public eye, like, you know, that is like, that's my life purpose. Like, I've said that from the very start. I was well aware it was going to piss my twin flame off, but initially, you know, but it's kind of like, for there to be any hope in hell of anything ever coming about for me personally, the irony is I have to be doing this, and it's like, I'm very passionate about my purpose, just as I'm very passionate about my twin flame union, and it's, but when I hold back the messages, I'll get in trouble, so right. And anyway, look what they're pulling me to. One of my favourite cards in that deck. So that's the same card I'm getting pulled up to there, the Two of Cups. It's like, this is what it's all about. When you're that I was about to say united, but when you're that united, or because they made me say reunited, it could be that you could, again, serendipitously bump into one another because it's time. And that can be like an, oh yeah, and I pulled awakening for today. That can be like an uncomfortable, like I've channeled about when this has happened to me in the past as well, like that can be an uncomfortable awakening, shock to the system, which is originally what I was going to do this healing for, was shock and trauma actually. But yeah, so I feel there's a bit of that going on. Why am I shuffling this now? No, wait a minute, I'll just put that down. What do we need to know about it? What did I say about the Aquaman thing? See what I mean? Like I finished watching it yesterday because it's really quite long. And there's stuff about Atlantis here, and fuck, it's really quite crazy because when I think about it, the Atlantis, like again, it's like, it's funny because like I've got stuff, like I've actually got a book about Atlantis, but I don't, it's a book with really small fine print, and I can't read shit like that, right? Like it's just, I haven't got the, yeah, mind you, I can when I really love something, but I've not been led to yet, right? Because I just pick up, I channel things, I just pick them up and I channel it. But basically what I'm saying is, I'm not like really clued up on all this stuff, it just comes in. Like I just get an awareness, or more with me, they'll just pull me to films like that and songs, or, you know, but in this case, you know, Aquaman's, that's really clever to do it with that. And it's not like it was like, well, that wasn't on the, or was it? I don't know if it was on the movie chat, it was in my recordings. From like, I think it's been in my recordings from like last year, and I just was like, you know, didn't fancy it, but I knew it was going to at some point. I just knew it was time to watch it. But that's what it feels like. It feels like there's a reenactment of all this Atlantis stuff going on, because that's the feeling that I'm getting in the world. I mean, it's just like, look at all the, I'm not going to name all the different things going on in the world, but it's like, you know, there's a, like, because this is the first time I've been on here to chat in a while, it's like, you know, believe it or not, and again, it's like, you know, there'd be no point in the line, but like, you know, because if I was on my A game, which I'm absolutely not right now, I would have said, oh, I had a dream about Paris last night, and you know, and then that would do, but basically, right, like it was before all of that was really in the media. And the thing is, I don't watch the news, right? I just see it if it pops up on my YouTube timeline, which it doesn't always. I was actually dreaming about Paris, like before I saw all of that, and I wonder, I thought, I've got absolutely no connection to France whatsoever that I'm aware of, and I don't know why I'm dreaming about Paris. And then the next thing I know, you know, the next day I'm seeing it all over my YouTube timeline, and then that's what led me to look at the news, and it's just like this, you know what I mean? They were telling me. And it's just this, oh god, pulling me in my picture in New York over there as well. Yeah, there's just shit kicking off. Again, I don't really even know what that means either, guys. I'm not even going to go any further with that. But it just feels like, well, it's, what do you want me to say? It's the old, yeah, I mean, you know, those people that are new are going to be like, fuck, might be that put off the unsubscribe, but again, you're just not ready for the message. But you can't handle the truth. I've not even seen that film either, I just know the quote of it. But it's kind of like, it's, yeah, those of you that have heard me channel that for years, like, you know, cut off from the old earth and connect to the new earth, this is what it looks like when the old earth crumbles, basically. And the old earth is crumbling in quite a big way, as we know, as anyone can see. And we are here to build the new earth as twin flames, soul family. And they just keep pulling me at the pillow that says have faith. And can I just remind you, I thought I was coming on to do a quick healing and it's turned into an energy reading. What do we need to know about what I'm saying? Right, like, let's just, where is the collective, the divine feminines right now? So it's not everyone, but whoever this is going to speak to. There feels like a real urgent, it feels like a real Aries urgency going on. And again, it's, you know, astrology wise, I can't really think of why that would be, because it's Cancer rune is divine feminine energy, but it's about stillness and really self-care and which is why, like say, when the moon's in Cancer, I don't usually like to do videos. I'd usually just wait until the moon bounces into Leo, which isn't until late Friday night actually, but it is Aries season. Like, it is fucking go time in that way, you know what I mean? And it's in Cancer's feelings, so passionate about your feelings. Which one that would be? Right, where's the divine feminine? Abundance. Abundance and oh, the guy from the garage. Sorry, I think that's too funny. My nickname's Abundance. So divine feminine is like, if you're not feeling too abundant right now, because to be honest guys, I can't say I am. Yeah, I can't say I'm feeling too abundant. I mean, the bills are paid, and you know, we paid more bills soon and I've got the money to pay them, and but I'm certainly not feeling surrounded by jewels and coins and gold, and but that's fine as long as the bills are paid and I've got food in my fridge, and you know what I mean, it's I'm all good. But and that's again comes back to that white buffalo calf woman, you know, be grateful. That's what really shamanic stuff is all about, really, you know, like being grateful. And again, like being grateful, and you know, like praying over your food as well, like you know how you can pray over water. I think that it just flashed up low battery again, a bit like me, but it's and I know a lot of you, which is why I've been called on to do this again. It's and it's just when I said that, actually, the moon doesn't move into Leo till like it's like 11:30 or something UK time. When did I say? Friday night. So yeah, actually it's quite, you know, like for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's quite a long run of pretty sure that's right, yeah. That's quite a long run of Cancer. I mean, that's quite depressing. And the Cancer, because you say Cancer energy is very mothering, very loving, very it's feelings. But I just feel what I'm sensing is like a huge overwhelming feelings is what I'm feeling. Many of you are going through, and I've had my moments of that. When I observe myself with the different things I'm going through, really I'm in awe of myself, and that might sound really up myself, but I'm seriously, like, I am. Like, I was very Joan of Arc. I was born for this, oh, I get what they're saying. So if you, divine feminine, if you're not feeling abundant right now, that is an illusion in itself. There you go. Or it's something like very specific, like your abundance is being held back from you. I definitely know that with me. I don't really fully know what that means, but they tell me all the time. I get it. It is that, because it's like, for all the stuff that I do, I should be really quite comfortable. And let me tell you, I'm fucking not, but I survive. So there's something about that, whoever resonates with that. And it's just, again, it's just interesting that the guy from the garage, chivalry, is on, it's on the bottom of the deck. He's hidden from you. Or being kept from you. But you see, it could even be them keeping themselves from you as well, because they're under an illusion of who you are. And let's see, right, so, which has definitely been the case. Definitely been the case for many, many twin flames, if not all. That the image of the divine feminine to the divine masculine will have been absolutely is tarnished the word that was coming to me, like basically whatever could have been done to have changed the perception, or their perception towards you will have. But again, it's complicated, because until the, oh right, Aquaman again, until divine masculine knows how worthy they are of this kind of love, and basically until divine masculines, if you're watching this, until you love yourself, your view of your twin flame is going to, it depends, because in their real true self they will know how deep that love is for you. But if they're still very much in ego, or if you are, like spiritual maturity, until that sort of comes about. And it's not about age, it's about your soul's age, you know what I mean? And from what I've observed a lot of the time, like either both twins are really old souls, but a lot of the time it can be divine feminines are quite an old soul, and divine masculines an old soul too, but maybe not as being around the block as much as divine feminine. It's not always the case of something maybe, so just take it for your situation. Just if it's basically just about, and that's where the love and the compassion comes in, that well, it's just basically somebody wakes up first, and so the longer you've been awake to all of this and it's been your world, you understand it more, it just makes sense. Whereas the whoever wakes up next, like they're just completely new to all of this, and they don't, but they wake up very fast and will remember it all. Right, okay, so whatever, I'm a bit over giving this now because I didn't even think it was going to be a reading. But you see, I didn't think, and that's because there's no planning or thinking that comes into it. Like they just get me speak to give out the message. So it's however they can trick me to get on, basically. So that's, it's a funny trick of the light beings, the team. Where's Divine Masculine at before I forget these cards? I have actually kind of forgotten them already. Masculine. But oh look, abundance, but it's in reverse. So there's something going on here. It's the same cards. I feel that's like about, so it's the same fucking message that comes through all the time. Divine feminine is abundant, but doesn't feel it. But when you really dig in, you can do what I do, even if your money isn't great, or even if it's like, again, really, really bad, because that is, okay, I can't go into ins and outs and everything, but that is basically where I was at. It was really, there was just loads of stuff going on, and it was kind of making me really feel like I couldn't gasp for air. And then I was having faith and praying and everything, and yeah, so I feel many of you might actually that's what it is. I feel a lot of you are going through a bit of what I went through a few weeks ago, and that's, yeah, because I'm away shore, you know what I mean? It'll happen to me first, so I can say. So but this more feels like it's a bit of the same. It's like, if Divine Feminine's got abundance, but like I said, if you're not feeling abundant, be grateful for everything you have got. If you've got food in the fridge, your bills are paid, you're abundant. Do you mean? So it's change your perspective. I'm sure I said something like this on, I named one of the shorts I haven't published yet, something like that. Change your view on it or something. But then the fact that Divine Masculine's got it reversed, right? And it's like, and oh my god, fuck. I really am going to have to put this out. Because, and it's not very often I don't, because it's at 33 minutes, which is Jesus, which is forgiveness, which is Divine Masculine. Yes, I know if you're, you go down the rabbit hole, it is also the other dark people of the world, but it's, again, it's Jesus, it's forgiveness. It's also nearly Easter, so that's relevant. It's the rebirth, it's rebirth energy, and I actually got rebirth for today's shorts I've written, or one of them. But Divine Masculines, I feel there could be real sabotage to your finances, or just situations that are coming up that are draining your finances, or where it possibly wasn't like that before, because Divine Masculines typically know how to make money, you know what I mean? But that's all part of the Divine Masculines away. I'm going to address you now, to the, like, I'm going to address it as if I'm speaking to Divine Masculines. It's like, that is part of your further awakening, or your big dark night of the soul, is that if you were too attached to ego and money and anything really in that kind of way, it's to show you what really matters. So I know you're going to be like, fuck you if you're still in the middle of that, but that is what it's all about. And you saw me shuffle. That's what that's about. And also it's about, the abundance comes about when you're with your feminine, because the two of you together, that's what Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine energy is all about. within yourself. You see, you're gonna have difficulty attracting and keeping and maintaining, and whatever your issue is with all the different things of it, like money management. I'm always open about the fact that it's like that's been an ongoing lesson for me. When you've got a balance of your own inner masculine, feminine energy, and it's kind of like, but it's not always as simple, because like, again, emotionally, I've got a really good balance of my inner masculine, feminine energy because of all the different things that I help people with, and because of but it's not because I help, because we all know people that are like, oh, I'm really good at helping people with this, but I'm not good at it for myself. But then when you start doing that inner work and the shadow work, which I do, I never stop doing. Try fucking not doing it with my Pluto placement, but it's kind of like, if you still have issues around money, it's kind of like the first message is because work is done at you to stop that, what's really your true inheritance coming to you, whatever that fucking means. Again, this is a really deep message. What's in the bottom? Look, intimacy. Oh my god, fuck. Shit, yeah. So divine masculine has got abundance in reverse, which is never going to be good. Not feeling abundant, literally could not be feeling abundant with money too, which makes divine masculines feel even more like shit than what they already do, because it's about being a provider. And intimacy in reverse, and to me that's saying fear of intimacy. And then I've just resolving conflict, but in reverse. So see, that makes sense too, like not being open to resolving the conflict, the distorted masculine, but it's in reverse. So whoever I'm speaking to right now, it's like, this is, look, and it's got bank, police, it's got a clock on it, it's got like the guy, all the coins behind him, but I pulled it in reverse at 37 minutes. So again, it's like I'm not even funny, right? Like, this is just nuts. This is definitely going to speak to the people that are 37, that are 37, so it's the people with their North Node in Taurus, which is a lot of people that tune into this channel, right? It's not just obvious. Because he very well made off, anyway, whatever. I'm just laughing because today, what happened, I saw my twins' birthday number as I went to get a coffee. The receipt was number his birthday, and then it's not like I always, well, I do kind of always think that when I see that number, and then I went to look at my phone and it was 37% battery, and I was just kind of like, fuck off. But that's kind of like, it's and this has been happening to me for a fucking lifetime, and I know you feel me with that, but again, it's like I feel they're saying to me that's the kind of stuff that's happening to your twin flame as well. Like, so if they know if they know your birthday, they could be saying like your birthday number, the number they associate with you, or whatever they associate with you. Like, it's like I see 85 a lot too, like 1985. But again, I used to always just think they're just telling me stuff about him, which a lot of the time it is, but it's because a lot of yous are like the same ages, I worked out. And it's because to do with when it's your nodal return, which the nodes are due to change. Wait a minute, it's nearly April. Yeah, I think it's April. So, you know what I mean? It's like, that's fucking hell, actually. When is that? Anyway, I'll put it in the comments after, but it's like, when the nodes change, hopefully you guys will get a bit of a break. But, right, okay, so how can we help the divine feminine, divine masculine? Because that's really interesting. It's like, what they're saying to me is, I feel it's like, that's how difficult it is, that's how broken down some people are feeling. It's like divine feminine is feeling abundant, even though there's every reason coming at you why you shouldn't. Yes, that was from my own experience at 39 minutes when I'm 39. See what they're doing here? But it's because of what I said. Somebody needs to keep the faith, because somebody really hasn't got it about the connection, about quite a lot in life right now. And if this isn't you, again, it's not your message, but this is where a lot of people are in real time. Or it's where they're going to be. Like I said, be great, be humble with that one. Because if you're loving life right now, and you're on the twin flame journey, you're probably in union, let's face it, but the ones that aren't in union yet are not loving life. Forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. I feel that's for both twins, but I'm saying it to Divine Masculine as well. It's like, this is about that constant message that keeps coming through about, yeah, you're paving, look, and it is a woman on that card as well, but it's like this is for women and men. It's like, this is for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. It's like, you're paving a new path. It's never been made before. The new earth is like, you're honoured to be here for this shift. And it's about, you're going to need to step in to, yeah, being the leader you wish you had. That's what Aries season is about, like leadership. Like I always say about me, it's reluctant leadership, but it's quite funny because I've noticed it a lot that Aries are good leaders, but I have witnessed over the, over my own awakening and everything like that, I've come across quite a few Aries people like me that are way showers, and but they don't particularly love being out there all the time, you know what I mean? And some don't even show their faith, actually. But again, it's kind of, it's funny, because I'm a bit of both. It's like, I love what I do, but I only really love being seen out, like, in a Leo moon, which is only once a month. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's landed that actually I'm like, I'd rather just go to fund doing fucking something else, actually. But no, it's the fire moons. It's really the Leo moon, Aries moon, and Sag moon that I like. But Leo moon's my favourite. I don't make a secret about that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like the rest, like, I was saying this today, like, yeah, I'm really quite cheery and bubbly and that too, but I can be, like, not moody, but I'm very, it's not like I'm never moody, like, but it's like I'm, if I was feeling that moody, like that was going to be kind of snappy at folk, and I really just kind of, I would just be in the house, do you know what I mean? I just keep myself to myself. I know how to heal myself like that, but like that's what helps me. But I mean more in the sense of like, with my Pluto energy, it's like I'm actually very quiet, you know, like before I would just say shy, but it's not shy, it's just I just observe, you know, in my 6 retrogrades, like I observe everything, like, you know, I could just see everything, I can just, yeah, that's the best way to put it. I can feel and see, and you know, the hidden stuff, which isn't always nice in a world like this, to be honest, because I can feel people's hidden intentions and motives, and I can actually feel them way in the future before it even happens, before they even know as well, you know. Like, if anyone, put it this way, anyone that's ever betrayed me in my life, it's very rare that there wouldn't ever have been some kind of something that crossed my mind, like even years before, that someone would be capable of that, sadly. That's what's not nice about my placements, but hey. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. But you know, that's what we need to do. These times are intense. But yeah, that message really was for Divine Masculine, that it's time to be the leader you wish you had. So again, there's something, for a lot of the films that I've been led to of late as well, there's definitely something in this about anyone that has kind of been a negative influence in your life. And it might not have been overall, but just kind of, sorry, I'm burping now because I'm clearing energy. No fucking wonder, this is heavy energy. But it's like anywhere where you've just kind of recognised that's not the way I would deal with that situation. And I'm not talking about, yeah, I know people are different, but I'm meaning like if you've noticed like toxic behaviour, and toxic behaviour that you may have even taken on at some point, or you know, it's who you've become. I feel it's like Divine Masculines are coming out of real distorted Divine Masculine energy, and it's like, again, it's like a, you know, a generational thing, like whether you call it a generational curse, or it's like a generational thing that isn't really too helpful. And that's why it's like, you know, a lot of us are generational curse breakers, you know what I mean? We're here to change the story. And yeah, sacred masculine, honor, protection, support. So again, it's like, you know, and on that card, the masculines protecting the feminine, it's like there's birthing a new earth, it looks like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, this is heavy energy. Be the leader you wish you had, pave a new path, get grounded, and sacred masculine. Yeah, that was for the sacred masculine. Right, okay. Fucking Jesus Christ. Right, then I just said Jesus Christ. That feels relevant too, that I just said Jesus Christ. It's fucking heavy energies. Right, can we get one for the sacred feminine? Because, fuck, that was... I'll watch this back as like a viewer, and... But... The Great Mother. Divine feminine energy. Surrender to... Oh, this is what I said at the start. Surrender to the mystery. Right, okay, I think this might be the message coming to an end at last, because that'll probably mean something, by the way. I think the mystery is going to be solved for some people. My nose is really itchy too. That's when I'm channeling a lot of grandmother energy. Well, any loved one in spirit, but my nose has went really itchy. Like, oh yeah, the Great Mother. I think it's the ancestors coming all around. Surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. So again, it's divine feminine energy if you're watching this real time. What do you say? So say the 28th, 28th, 29th, 30th, that is all Cancer moon of March. But again, you could find this further down the line and it can make sense to people. Because remember what I said, everything's timeless. So this might not happen for like fucking months, but my feeling is this is happening to people now. Like, I feel a few people will resonate with this. Surrender to the mystery. That's why I felt to do this. Like, there's mysteries going on right now. It feels like really not nice mysteries going on for a lot of people, where it's like, why the fuck is this happening? But I bet you, like, I know in my life, like, that's why I'm laughing. It's like, the things that happen in my life, which are like, why the fuck is this happening to me? I instantly get the answer. It's happening to me because I'm psychic detective, psychic detective shaman. It's like, if anyone's going to be able to get to the bottom of a mystery, it's me with those pleasures. But also, I've got a shitload of patience and compassion and understanding. But it's also, particularly with some of the things that happened in my life, when I can think about it in the past, like when I had to speak out about things that were, going wrong, at uni and stuff, which is why why eventually shit went wrong there, but it went right, really, because I got what I got what I was meant out of that experience. But yeah, it was because I was lifting the veil on the corruption, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. This is what's happening to you in your life, divine feminine and divine masculine, because it really never stops. Even if you think it stopped, it hasn't. That's someone going through a spiritual awakening, questioning what's real and what's not, very feeling like the Matrix kind of stuff. Because even in Aquaman there, that's what it's really about. It's about, she's from the sea and he's from the land. And that's what he says at the end, like, it's about uniting the two worlds. And that's really deep, but that's what I got from it. It's divine feminine, divine masculine, uniting as one. And because that is, watch the film, but I really love that they've given me that analogy for it, because it's like, wow. Because I wondered when I thought, I'm probably going to forget whatever it is in the film by the time, but see, they've shoved me on. Look, the same card out of all of them. That's 3 decks together, by the way. So divine feminine, forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. It's basically, they're saying it's time for divine feminine, divine masculines that resonate with this to get your shit together. You're called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Right, okay, I'm not even joking. My favourite film's Step Up. One of them, but that's really funny. Fucking hell. Your guidance is divinely guided. Look, a bit like me doing this video with you. Like, this one feels really fucking... Well, is it random really in these times? I don't think so, but it makes a lot of sense to me. With the feeling I'm feeling in my body, with my Pluto 0 degrees in the 12th house, which is, very trustworthy. Again, remember, there's loads of folk that think I'm fucking nuts about everything I'm talking about, and give it a few years or give it 10 years, and usually proven right. Which, again, is... A lot of people could be very annoyed about that, but devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. That's what divine feminine does. We just go with the flow. Even when shit isn't going our way, we go with the flow. It's all coming together due to its soul tribe, the Great Gathering. Yeah. But basically what we're saying is I'm specifically used as a channel for truth. And so things that go wrong in my life, when I perceive them to be going wrong, or why the fuck's this happening, I could do about this, it's because I'm patient enough to learn the lesson from it, because that's really what being a shaman, I was going to say at this level, but it's true, yeah, with all my experience, and you know, at this level, it's with the darker, deeper stuff, it's like, I can handle it. It's because I know I can handle it. And especially when it comes to injustice, oh yeah, because the full moon next week, the full moon on the 6th of April, is Libra, which is love, peace and harmony, balance. It's also union, because it's marriage or spiritual marriage, but that's what it is. It's about these unions coming in, and the spiritual warfare, the attacks are really coming in really strong, and it can be an attack of the mind too, because that's really what it is with divine masculines. It's everything is thrown at you, divine masculines, to confuse the hell out of you. Low battery again. Right, I will end this now, I think, before it cuts off. Yeah, so you've got to, and that's what I mean, it's the divine feminine's got to trust and have patience and faith and compassion that divine masculines will see what they need to see when they're meant to see it. Crystal clear vision. Do you get why it's my purpose to help you guys with this? Whether it's those of you that unfortunately get duped by a false twin flame, because it's not nice if you really do feel somebody is the love of your life or something, your twin flame, because you've got all caught up in the twin flame stuff and then you realise they're not. That's not nice. And by the way, can I just say on that note, I don't really, who likes it, but I don't like tapping into the karmic stuff too much, but it is important to say that, and I can't really say it any other way than, yeah, that 51 might be significant. Someone needs to look up that number. This when was that? Like 3-4 weeks ago or something, when I said I was at my best friend's, and every street name had a particular name coming at me. And I was like, what the hell? And then the other week there, again, a synchronicity like that, which I can't really sort of, but yeah, it was, and then like, it's not funny, but then, and then it was like yeah, just basically, if you're seeing that happen to you, like a karmic sort of name, it doesn't need to be like an ex or anything, it could be anybody karmic in your life, but you're seeing their name everywhere, and if it's giving you kind of like the heebie-jeebies, it probably is really quite a good sign, but it's not a good sign that there's interference there. So it could be quite literally that somebody still has a hold over you, energetically, or it could be that they're just happy that things didn't work out for you. You know, yeah, basically it's that kind of feeling of somebody that thinks you're theirs. Even, and that could be people that you haven't seen for a very long time, by the way, and you just might not even be on your radar. But it could also be like if you had close friends or whatever that were a bit like, it's anyone that just basically was a bit controlling over you. So that goes for divine feminine and for divine masculine, because that's actually just something that I've noticed for me, which I've just been ignoring really when I see it, but it's important to pass it on, because it can often be that I channel about it's divine masculine that's got a lot of karmic energy that's projecting a lot of hate at divine feminines, but it can be for both, and you just, yeah, anyway, whatever. Right, so what else do we need to know for I wrap this up? So just clear your energy, actually, you know what I mean? Just clear your energy. Let's light the sage. Wherever there's, so I'm just going to actually, yeah, do a quick prayer right now. Wherever there is karmic energies interfering on either side, divine feminine, divine masculine, for anyone watching this, we ask that energy leave now. Fuck right off, because you have to speak to that energy like you mean it. And that was my modern day version of it. Fuck right off. Because you just have to trust that before I sat down, I opened up the sacred space. So, right. You're not welcome here. But again, it might be, you might actually have to say, if you've got somebody bothering you in the physical, that's kind of, I don't know, like things like stalking or... stalking's usually from afar, and you know, that not, but anyway, it can be all different kinds, can't it? But it's kind of like, you might need to energetically say, like, look, no, you know, but sorry, yeah, definitely energetically, but and that's where, if you don't know how to do that for yourself, it's not that look, you know how to do it, try it, yeah, absolutely try it, and use my recorded shamanic journeys and everything that are there, because people get great results with that. There's one too, literally, telekarmic, to fuck off, basically. That's the one that I've kept pinned to the channel for the past year and a bit, or whatever. But what I'm saying is, I'm sure you know how to do that, or you could, but what I'm saying is, you need somebody to hold space, and this is what literally my purpose is to do. And you see, it's like that kind of energy doesn't scare me. You know, there are things that scare me in life, but that doesn't scare me, because I see enough darkness with Pluto and Scorpio, like I said, in the 12th, that it's, yeah, not many souls can handle that, and that's why I've never met anyone with that specific placement in that place. I'm sure I will one day, but I haven't to this day. And that's why the energies are scared of me, because they know that I carry that frequency. Anyway, so book a session. Basically, if you're dealing with some real dark shit, you need to book a session. But I'm not doing client sessions this week. I'm looking after me. Cancer Moon. I'll get back to work next week. Especially after this video, because this video feels really out there. Somebody's commenting right as I'm doing this. That'll be interesting to see who it is when I get off. What do we need to know before I go? And let's just make this video an hour. But yeah, so basically, bottom line is, those of you that are going through, well, divine masculine energies, regardless of gender, if you're going through drained finances, particularly, what advice do they need? Because it was abundance in reverse. And then I've had, you know, I've had signs and evidence of that from things that you guys are saying in public or in private. Yeah, public, right. Look at that, 9 of Pentacles. That's before the 10 of Pentacles, so what would that mean in this sense? It's not about love, so I always say that's my single person card, but it's kind of like, I feel that it's like 9 of Pentacles, right? It's like, that's somebody that's like feeling good, looking good. Yeah, you're single where that's relevant, divine masculine. Actually, that will be relevant to some, because some of you, if you've been trapped in relationships, which is usually the case, or you're still in that, it's like you should, basically, they're saying you should be in that. You should be single, loving life, and about to have the 10 of Pentacles, which is the ultimate abundance. But that is not what I'm picking up on. So see what I mean? It's an illusion. If you're not feeling like that, you should be. What else? Something about the past. Reminiscing about the past. Right. Yeah, this is what I was kind of getting, by the way. It's like, I feel this is for like divine masculines, that either you are coming out of a spell, you're coming out of like waking up of a bad nightmare, I feel like. But look, because that's what that card always says to me. It's like, upright, look, it's like he's totally confused, like spell work, and that person's like, aha, I've tricked them. But I pulled it in reverse, so it's like you're coming out of some kind of mental conflict. You're feeling a bit out of balance though, because it's like I've got the 6 of Cups reversed, right? Reminiscing about the past, often a past love. But also, I feel that's like inner child healing, because it's got a kid on it. Could be something about children here as well, but it's like, look, it's got a wee boy in it, so it feels like something about confusion around past events that's making you feel out of balance with your divine feminine, divine masculine, like your inner balance. See, because I'm asking what is contributing to divine masculine collectives feeling not abundant, basically. Oh, look, 9 of Pentacles again. It's like they're saying, yeah, it's an illusion. Like, you should be feeling like shit hot, basically, is what I'm getting from that. But there's secrets. And, oh my god. Right, obviously, I'm going to put it out anyway, but look, I keep saying it's an illusion, and I've pulled the moon. That is illusion. Like, it's Pisces energy, it's confusion illusion. Like, something has, there might be secrets around past things or something, but I keep saying it's illusion. So it's like, What you don't know is it's an illusion. So if you're still in confusion about something, it's I feel it's lifting for some, or it's about to. And then I pulled victory, but I did pull it in reverse. Like something's you're meant to be. I think you're being pulled out of hermit mode too, hermit in reverse. And you're going to need to have your strength. And Leo's about being seen, remember, because that's why I'm, like I said, reluctantly chucked on here. And again, I'm not really too happy about being chucked on here, and my makeup's fucking, at least my grey hair, I mean, it's coming back in again, but time to die again. I just don't want to be dying all the time, but what I'm saying is, it's like, you know, it's not, again, it's not so much, I'm not really too bothered about the way I look, to be honest, because I go over that. If you fucking go back from the journeys before, man, I was going on with fucking nearly a full head of grey hair because it was a pandemic, and I just decided to embrace it, and I thought, fuck that. It was one of my very grounded best pals was like, you're gonna die, eh? It's like, she meant no harm, but it was enough for me to be like, fucking Amazon, get the hair dye, I'm done. I'm not quite ready to, but again, my hair grows really, really great. But anyway, it's the wisdom. It is the wisdom. But I'll embrace it in about 10 years, you know what I mean? Yeah, basically Leo's about being seen. And that's what I'm trying to say. I've got a mid-heaven in Leo. And so I just accept that, you know, that it's like I'm literally meant to be in the public eye, helping people in these times. And that's all that ever comes through from anyone that knows that knows their stuff. Look, Leo again. So divine masculines, yep. You need to have your strength right now. But there is something about, look, that is feeling out in the cold, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, or literally your finances are drained, which is tying up. Which, like I say, it feels a bigger deal for divine masculines, because that is pride. That's what they look. And then this is like telling a story. Like lovers in reverse, it feels like like when divine masculines feel like that, it feels like they feel like they can't go anywhere near the twin flame, basically, like the lovers. I love that card. Yeah, they feel blocked. They feel blocked from you. Oh, look at my throat as well. And you actually are divine masculines, depending on where you're at in your life. But some of you are about to have your wish fulfillment. But it's like, some divine masculines are blocked from divine feminines. It's either you're blocking yourself or you're being blocked by the divine, because if you're still showing up in distorted energy, is that the ones that are showing up? If you're showing up and you're kind of displaying any kind of, yeah, distorted or kind of toxic energy that isn't your fault because you've learned it from somewhere. We all have, like I say, I could go that for feminine too, distorted feminine energy. Like we've all been in these energies, or you still are, until you recognise that I don't want to be like that anymore. And that's what Jesus and Easter and rebirth's all about, you know. It's what the Twin Flame journey is about too. Again, it's like, I think that's where a lot of people can kind of buffer that too much, isn't it? Or people go the other way and they really bash it. It's about finding the balance of that. Is, well, that's why in any kind of, you know, relationships, it's like you don't go airing all your dirty lot, which is why, you know, I really wasn't too keen on doing this when I started talking about it in the way that I have been for a while now. But it's because I'm not in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. Like, I'm not in a literal physical relationship. I'm in a something. I'm in a dynamic. I'm in a spiritual dynamic. Or like I like to say, my spiritual running buddy that likes to run so far away that I can't catch him. But it's kind of like, do you know what I mean? It's anyway, it's not that bad of a luck. But what I'm saying is, it's like, what am I saying? It's about forgiveness, and it's about, I feel that's why I was blessed with this sense of humour, that I've fucked up a lot in life, guys. I don't know about you, but I've really fucked up a lot in life, and therefore whoever the other half of my soul is, it means that he's really fucked up in life too. But have you? Have you ever fucked out? Have you ever fucked up in life out there? I think you have. But I can tell you what, this will fucking bump us up to the 1,000. We're not even at 500 yet. That was getting a bit ahead of myself. That was being very Leo. But it's kind of like, Leos, I love you, but you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, put in the comments if you've ever fucked up in life. And there should be quite a lot of comments, because if you're trying to tell me you've never fucked up in life, then I don't fucking believe you. But what I'm trying to say is here, Nobody's expecting you to be perfect, and your twin flame knows you're not perfect either, because they're not perfect. And that's only for the ones that are holding themselves back because everything's shit in their lives. Because I feel that is what it is. That's why the strength card keeps showing up as well, because it's ego. That is about ego in some circumstances. It's like, in some tarot decks, it's, you know, the woman wrestling the lion. It's like, if you're holding yourself back through pride, through either not having enough money isn't a good enough excuse, but again, it is what a lot of masculines do. But what I'm saying is, it's not a good enough excuse if that is the only reason. If it's like you had this view or vision in your head of how you wanted everything to be in your life, perfect basically, before you reach out your twin flame. What I'm going to say is here, if you knew, I mean, I don't like those films, I turn those films off when they're on, but maybe I do need to, I think I've got some in my recordings, but I don't know, what's that film like, The End of the the end of the world, yeah. I mean, what I was going to say is, I don't know if there's a film called that, but it's not like The End Days or whatever. That's just what, anyway, all the films that are about that, basically what I'm going to say is, if you knew that in 24 hours, I hope I'm not channeling something here, I'm not making predictions in that way, but again, here's my proof if I did. But it's kind of like, if you knew that you had 24 hours left to go and do what you really want to do, like, when we're talking about, if it's only pride and ego stand in the way of you telling someone how you feel about them or saying sorry, because again, this doesn't need to be about twin flames, it could be anyone in your life. If that's all it is, but you knew that if you were able to put that aside and go and do whatever it is you want to do, I don't know what, I get what they're trying to get me to say, but it's kind of like, I do feel like there's a bit of these, I mean, just fucking scout about YouTube a bit and you'll see some of it is clickbait, but it's kind of like, I'm getting led to a lot of stuff like that, and it's like, I know because I've got good intel about it that is what, this is the way that this year's going, and you don't need to be a genius to work that out, but the astrology screams war, literal war, and we're already seeing the signs of that. And basically, you want the right people on your team, and you want soul family around you, and your twin flame is soul family, your twin flame is your energy, and that's basically what, I can't really put it any other way. It's like, I feel there is just a few people tuning into this that are really going to get that it's like, yeah, they just keep pulling me, the future's in your hands. I can't really get what they're trying to say to me, but it's kind of like, that's a good example. Right, what they just said to me there is, it's like, you know, right before we went into lockdown, right, think about the, you know, the days right leading up to that, right, and maybe even before that, because, you know, there were signs that was about to happen, but if you knew that was going to happen, like if you knew that was the last time you're going to be able to go to the pictures for a couple of years, or that was that's making me laugh because I do love films, and but that doesn't even make sense for me, because until I went to see Magic Mike, like, when was that, about a month ago or something now, I hadn't actually been to the pictures for like 5 years, maybe even longer. But anyway, it's because I like films, that's what came to me. But what I'm trying to say is, if you, whatever you love doing, or going to the gym, or I was going to say going to walk, but thank God I was still allowed to do that. That's what I love doing every day. Whatever it is, you know, that you just were stopped from doing. Mind you, some of you might not have stopped. Well, some of you definitely wouldn't have stopped it, and if you did, then